So today's mystic guest that we have invited is Gautama the Buddha. His words, his teachings are based in such deep practicality. So if he was living today, he would definitely be like a clinical psychologist. So let's begin with his words. He says, everything arises and passes away. When you see this, you are above sorrow. This is the shining way. Now you can receive these words through your intellect, but notice there's subtlety in what he's saying. When you see this, you are above sorrow, not when you believe this. Yeah, of course, everything rises and passes away. We all know that. But do we? I have a little metaphor for this, life. I think every experience we have, every attachment we have, every desire that gets fulfilled is like a soap bubble. It's shiny, it radiates light, it has an aura, it has almost the colors of the rainbow. It's soft and joyful, fluffy. It brings joy to the heart. But inevitably, that bubble is going to pop at some time, right? That's every impression that we take in through our life, whether it's something that you are enjoying or it's something that you're suffering through. Know that it is arising and it'll also going to pass away. What gets created in your heart when you actually truly sit in this knowing long enough that this bubble has arisen in my life, this bubble of attachment, whether that's with your children, your spouse, your career, your passion, with your pet, with something you enjoy, or a bubble of anxiety, a bubble of anger, upset, trauma. These are all bubbles. They're all soap bubbles. If they have arisen, then know that they will also pass at some point. So the equanimity that he's calling from you can sometimes go missing if we only hear the words but not really listen to them. For those of you who are listening, you've probably gone through enough life experiences to know this, haven't you? Yes, things arise and things pass. Some take longer, some take shorter time. Things that feel unpleasant, we want them to pass really quickly, but they seem to stick on to us longer. Things that we enjoy, we hope they never pass, but they seem to pass much quicker. How strange. But can you anchor your everyday existence in this knowing that, yes, if this is here, then it's also going to pass away? Can I sit in this with equanimity and receive and accept both its presence as well as its acceptance without clinging to it? Because it is only in the clinging that we experience sorrow. So listen to the words again. Everything arises and passes away. When you see this, not believe it, when you truly see this experientially over and over again, you will let that go. And then you will be above that sorrow. That is the shining way. And he calls it the shining way for anyone that I have encountered who has practiced that in their life or is practicing that. I find there is a peace that comes with this knowing, with this accepting, with this seeing. I truly see this. When I truly see this, only then I can fully accept it, right? And for those people, there's a bright aura around them. The presence of their being is filled with light because that prana that is constantly consumed in our anxiety of clinging, of not wanting something to go, or fearing that something will go away or someone will go away. Do you know how much of your energy that consumes? But those who have seen this as the truth, not believed it, not just heard it, actually sit in that truth all the time, then all that energy is freed up for them. It's available to them to live in this moment. If this is a bubble, so be it. But let me enjoy this bubble so fully, so completely, without clinging to it. So when it does disappear, I'm still okay. I'm still me. I haven't deposited my identity in this bubble to such an extent that when this bubble moves away, I am lost for my own identity. I become ungrounded. I become unanchored. Because that's where we experience suffering, isn't it? When we can't locate ourselves, when we feel tossed around by life. So it is so interesting that life is always trying to teach you this lesson with all the experiences you've had, with every single attachment you've had. Life has constantly taught you, honey, don't cling, simply experience. Enjoy the connection, but don't attach. Simply experience and enjoy that experience. Cherish that experience, even if it's unpleasant. If that's the nature of the bubble that you have, experience the unpleasantness so completely, so fully. So when that bubble goes away, you have no regret. You have no regret whatsoever. But you are anchored. You are still there as you were. Anyone at any time can step into this truth and start living it. And the moment you start living it, you will find that your suffering disappears. And that is why he says, there's another line here, existence is illusion. Understand and go beyond. This is the way of clarity. How long will it take for you to understand that life is created, all this outer dimension, all the interactions are simply projections of where someone is? Everyone's acting from a place of projection within them. And this intermingling, entangled web that you call the experience of your life is nothing but a commingling of tension, pressure, stress, and friction. This is what runs, these forces are what run our existential life, our physical life. You cannot exist on this earth planet without experiencing tension, pressure, stress, and friction. So he says, understand it. He's not saying avoid it and go beyond. He says, understand the tension, understand the pressure, the friction. Come to a place where you are in alignment to that tension. If you are in alignment with the tension, it'll move you forward, right? When the train is running on its tracks, can you imagine how much friction it takes and how much fuel it takes to counter that friction in order for the train to move forward? So you need that internal fuel. If you can balance that, if you can match that with the friction that's showing up in your life, you will move forward. Understand illusion and go beyond. So if you start to simply work with one of these sutras and make that your life's work, whether it's the first one, that everything is arising and everything is passing, can I sit and be equally neutral to both? If I can master that, then I'm free of suffering. If I can understand that existence works with the process of illusion, and it's a purposeful illusion, please understand that it's not useless. Yes, because it's an illusion, then it's not real. It's a purposeful illusion. And out of the illusion of what you feel and experience, you find inner nuggets of reality within yourself. You have to look for reality when you get so sick and tired of this illusional world and you can't locate yourself, you can't find home in the illusion. That's the only time you will turn inwards to look for yourself for what is real. So the product of this illusional world is the truth. You will go towards the truth. You will get drawn to the truth only when you are done with the illusion. If you are worried about those who are close to you, who are still stuck in illusion, who are playing in illusion and think illusion is the only reality, if you're upset with them, if you're frustrated for them, let it go. We all have to play in illusion for a while in order to understand it. So if you are at that place where you are starting to understand that this is illusion, but what is this illusion taking me towards? What is it pointing towards? What is it revealing to me? Where is it asking me to go? Then you will understand how to use your projection, because you are also an illusion. What comes through your mouth as communication, your thoughts, your perceptions, your beliefs, they are illusions because they're simply coming from what you have been exposed to, what your memory holds. You believe in a lot of things that your parents believed in, wanting to or not wanting to. You've adopted a lot of those beliefs. Are they real? How do you know if they're real? Until you've not experimented with them. And that's, like I said, Buddha's path. He says experiment. Only when you experiment with them will you get to test them, will you get to question things. And if you don't question, then your seeking hasn't really started. Then you're still in the believing place. And belief is okay, it's a good placeholder until you are ready to understand. So we all have to begin with belief. But if you are now ready to understand, you will have to question your beliefs. You will have to question everything you have inherited from this world, whether it's in finance, in the form of success. What is the beliefs of success? Have you questioned it? Or are you still following that belief system? And if you are successful, do you find the anxiety of what you have created will go away? Maybe you're popular today and you won't be popular tomorrow. Does that keep you up at nights? Or maybe you haven't even become popular, but you desire to be popular. So when I taught this as a class, because I have ready audience that gives me feedback, and I asked them, what do you think causes suffering? What causes suffering? What's suffering for you today? And the answers were something that relate to all of us. Someone said, love causes suffering. Is that true? Does love cause suffering? Or is it attachment or an expectation of an equal return which wasn't met that caused suffering? So we have to start correcting these definitions for ourselves. So the way of Buddha is the way of questioning. So you question, self-inquire within yourself. Did love cause suffering? Or my clinging to an outcome of validation, confirmation, or the disappointment of me not receiving, did that cause suffering? Somebody said desires. Desires cause suffering. Again, is it the desire that causes suffering? Or unmet desires cause suffering? And you will find, if you start questioning it, keep going deeper and deeper, you will find that there's a thread that's common in suffering. Under all of that is how you cling to that item. Do you cling to the idea of love, the idea of success, belief system of success? Why is it so elusive, the way success, the beliefs of success is set up in this world? I was reading an article on grifting. It's become something that's actually appreciated nowadays. Anything, any schemes that we do to get to a place of where we are so well known in the world, that our word, we become this influencer in the world. If we say this stock is going to do well or is doing well, look how rich that made me. I only work 2 hours a week and this is how rich it made me. And everybody who's following me now wants to do the same thing in order to become successful, to follow the definition of success. So that's what he calls illusion. We are just following from one illusion to another. We are dictating this illusion into the world and we are consuming this illusion as well. Do you know it's a lifetime of work to understand this illusion and to untangle from this illusion? It's a process, but he expressed it in 6 words. Existence is illusion. Understand and go beyond it. That's it. The moment you go beyond it, you are not controlled by it. You are free, you're liberated. This is the way of clarity. Follow the path of clarity. It's not really desire that's the problem. It's our attachment to the outcome that's the problem. And we also have to decipher, where is the desire coming from? Is it coming from my soul intelligence? If it's coming from your soul intelligence, there's no problem with that desire. You must attach to it in order for you to manifest it. But is that desire coming from my wants and my needs? Or coming from my attachment to the belief system by following the belief system of success, of love, of relationships, of happiness? As I grew in my process, I understood that nobody really understands happiness. Nobody is really happy. We're all trying to form an illusion of happiness. And with our social media, it's so easy to form an illusion about anything and sell it to anyone. So it is so important in the current day world to find and explore, intercept, introspect, and self inquire. Taking that time for self inquiry is so important in the current day world because we are bombarded with this illusion. Wherever we look, you turn to news, half of it is an illusion. More than half of it is a projection. You turn on the social media, it's projection, projection, projection. And in the middle of all of this, you have to find these little nuggets that truly speak and connect to the truth. He says, master your words, master your thoughts. Again, notice 3 little words. Master your words. What would it take for you to master your words? It would mean before I speak something, I am absolutely clear about what I intend to express. And then I stand by my words. If I'm saying something, if I'm committing to something, that I follow through on my words. Otherwise, don't speak at all. That was his path. He was silent most of the time. If somebody came to him and asked him, "Oh, beloved one, is God real?" he would stay silent. And somebody would come and say, "Tell me, Buddha, is God just an illusion?" And he would stay silent. And he would say, "That is for you to discover." Now that's mastery over words and projection. He did not project on anyone. He simply said, here is the tool, here's the meditation, this is how you meditate, this is how you go into shunya, silence, zero, and you will find your own answer. Because everything I speak, I must speak from a place of that wisdom that comes with self-awareness and understanding. That's why I say, see and go beyond. Don't just believe, see for yourself and then go beyond. Understand it fully through your felt experiences and go beyond. Master your words. Master your thoughts. To give somebody this assignment in the current day world is looking for them to run out the window and say, I cannot do that. I can master my thoughts. It takes a long, long practice to be able to pull the horses of the thoughts and the senses and the wants and the desires, the illusion of Maya, the projection of the past, the perception of the future. We are such a muddled mess, and our thoughts represent that. So, what would you have to engage to untangle this muddledness? How many ways will you have to create in your day where you can step into a place of silence? I recommend people just doing 3 long, deep breaths every 30 minutes. So you can set your timer on your phone that dings to remind you time to take 3 long, deep breaths. And if you can just begin from something as simple as that, you will find that this muddleness within you is going to start to slow down, it'll start to clarify, and you will have more control both over your words as well as your thoughts. And that is why he says, you are strong. It is time to arise. So arise. Lest through irresolution and idleness, you lose the way. So yes, we might need many lifetimes to fully get there, but you can just begin now. And it takes however long it takes. But what he's telling you is that if you want to move beyond suffering, you will have one way or another find a way to master your mind, to master your thoughts, to understand and see that everything is an illusion, but what is the reality it's taking me towards? To know that everything is temporary and to enjoy the grace of that temporariness. We begin today. You are strong. You are here. You are alive. So irresolution is like maybe tomorrow. Don't be idle in this. Begin where you are and do what you can do today. And to that extent, sorrow will leave you. Thank you for joining me. Love you all.